Capital punishment is the allotted killing of supposed criminal to atone for a crime. This allows for the mindset of an eye for an eye attitude. If someone were to rob your house, this concept would actually allow you to then burglarize theirs. Is this right? No. It's against the law. Why then does the government allow murder for murder? Because of this contradictory message, the world gets confused with the difference between right and wrong. Though many believe the process of execution is one of those necessary evils, it is truly cold-blooded murder and should be banned in Texas because of the terrible example to the world and as well as the lessening of the true value of human life. Many believe that the heinous crimes committed by these criminals deserves to be punishable by death. Crimes that involve children, like in Houston where gang members destroyed 2 young girls by rape and torture for the initiation of new members, would truly get blood boiling in the hearts of many. Texas has shown its obvious support of this punishment by exerting the right over 400 times, earning the title of a crude and inhumane sort of state. Though many see this as the right answer, it truly is not. No human should have the right to choose who lives or dies. We are not God. This is a completely inhumane act against our own species. Many doctors have tried to convince the world that those who are executed feel no pain. Others have found that known evidence concerning lethal injection strongly indicates that such drugs pose a substantial threat to torturous pain to persons being executed. Capital punishment is not only an act of murder, but an act of torture. How can we truly say that we are better than those who kill when we turn around and do the same? Execution is unlawful as it violates the 8th Amendment. No cruel and unusual punishment. In the Constitution we have our nation based on, it is an atrocious practice that causes us to look like barbarians. Because taking away another human's life is such a drastic measure, at least a lengthy amount of time should be taken to determine if it really is necessary. Diane Clemens, the president for a group of victims, explains that every inmate has a thorough and long due process. If this were a valid assertion, why then were DNA tests able to reveal 19 wrongly convicted men in the Dallas County? 19 innocent men were murdered by our government. With such obvious wrongs, how can people still support capital punishment? Humans are naturally erroneous, which is usually an acceptable attribute, except when it could cost someone their life. Those who have taken it upon themselves to do so, and have failed multiple times. It seems as though the government has chosen not to place enough caution into the execution system, so therefore it should be discontinued for the lives of others. Along with the mistakes made, executions come at a hefty price. The cost of one execution can add up to over $2.3 million. When totaled with the 441 who have been executed, the amount of money spent on murder is excessive. This extravagant amount is over 3 times the cost of imprisoning someone at the highest possible security level in a single prison cell for 40 years. Rather than murdering souls, we could make them suffer in prison for life. If the point is to make them pay for their crime, why put them out of their misery by initiating the death penalty? In this cartoon by Michael Hogue, the fact that the imprisonment and injection both lead to death is seen. The difference, though, lies with the fact that one death is natural, while the other is murder. By making convicts serve their full sentences in jail, Texas would show that it follows through with all punishments, but wouldn't have the resort to manslaughter. Capital punishment is not an acceptable system, or a successful one. It sends a message that life is truly not worth preserving, and that the government holds all the power. I do not concede that on the opposing side of the issue it has been known to reduce crime rate, but in the full the negative aspects outweigh this point. Killing for any reason is not acceptable, and the fact that Texas spends such an abundance of money on the death of others when it could conserve the idea of life and still follow through with punishment adds to the bad. If they imprison for life, it would send the message that there is no easy way out. Criminals who messed up their lives should pay for jail for life. The eye for an eye attitude needs to be terminated to make Texas safe.
Is Mom asleep?